Hi, I'm Pastor Jonathan with St. Andrew United Methodist Church, and you're watching the Bible in 5 minutes. This is kind of a new project for me. It's an experiment. You might say it's on a trial basis. And this project, the purpose is to help explain things about the Bible in 5-minute increments. I hope that it'll be a blessing to you. Now, over the years, I've talked to a lot of Christians who seem to be maybe a little intimidated by the Bible or who aren't really sure what to do with the Bible. And I've discovered that one of the most helpful things is to understand the anatomy of the Bible. That's a term that I heard a while back, and it's been really helpful for me. The anatomy of the Bible deals with who wrote the Bible, when was it written, and why was it written. All of those things help inform our understanding of Scripture. Yes, we believe that the Bible is a divine book in which God speaks to us, but it's also a human book in which human authors who lived during a specific period of time and saw the world through a certain cultural lens wrote what we have today. The Bible as we know it, Genesis to Revelation in 66 books, did not exist until the end of the 4th century. And even though I don't think that most Christians believe that the Bible just kind of fell out of the sky, sometimes we act like it. It reminds me of something that happened about 3 years ago or so when my son Carter was about 6 years old. We were sitting at the dining room table and he asked me one of those kind of random questions that a 6-year-old asks. Dad, what would happen if it stopped raining? I said, well, we wouldn't be able to grow food. It would be devastating to our planet, and we would die of starvation. And he kind of gave me this look of exasperation and said, Dad, even if we couldn't grow food, we could still go buy it at the grocery store. Now, like I said, I don't think that most Christians believe that the Bible just fell out of the sky. Kind of like my son believed that we could just go get food off the shelf of the grocery store if we couldn't grow it anymore. But sometimes we treat it that way, and so we need to understand the process. It doesn't help change the taste of food when we understand the process better, but we appreciate it. We appreciate those who work so hard to feed us. So I think maybe the first lesson in understanding the anatomy of the Bible is to stop thinking of the Bible as a book. Instead, we should start thinking of it as a library. As I mentioned, the Bible as we have it, a collection of 66 books, did not exist until the end of the 4th century, and so it hasn't always been that way. We should think of it as a library, a collection of writings. You might ask, well, why does that matter? How does that make a difference? Well, I've had people ask me from time to time, so you don't take the Bible literally? Think about it this way. What if we were to ask the same thing about the public library? So you don't take the public library literally? When we open up the Bible, we find all kinds of different genres of literature. We find history that was written through the historiographical lens of ancient Israelite people. We also find poetry. We find epistles, letters that were written. We find apocalyptic literature that deals with politics and the end of the human race and God's kingdom on earth. All of those things are very different. And if we said that we took all of that literally, that would be making the same kind of mistake of saying that we read the tales of Huckleberry Finn and a manual on how to repair our cars in the same way. Just like we wouldn't say that we take the public library literally, we can't read all of the Bible in the same way. It is a library. It is a collection of ancient books that were written by a group of people who lived during a specific period of time and saw the world through a certain cultural lens. So I hope that as we begin this time, you are blessed, that you begin to dig into this beautiful, wonderful library of Scripture. Take care of yourself until next time. God bless.